Chapter 8: The Role of 5S in the Lean Workplace. Why do we need to be self-disciplined about workplace organization? The concepts of 5S can be summarized by taking the saying "a place for everything and everything in its place" and modifying it slightly. 5S is really nothing more than a place for everything important and everything important in its place. It may sound like a simple concept, and it is, but it's often difficult to implement because human behavior is required to really make 5S a reality. In general, people do not have consistent beliefs about what is clean and what is organized. Some people are able to put up with higher levels of disorder than others. Additionally, workplace attitudes tend to affect workplace organization and cleanliness. To make 5S work, you have to create self-discipline about the way the workplace is organized and kept clean on a daily basis. Fortunately, there are some basic things that you as a leader can do to keep things swept, sorted, and set in order. By creating, modeling, and enforcing standards of cleanliness and organization, you can eventually begin to shape human behaviors about how the workplace should look during the day and at the end of the day. In as little as a month's time, you can begin to create a higher level of self-discipline, the fifth S, sustain, about these practices in your work team. And as you do, higher levels of pride about the workplace and its appearance will emerge. The use of 5S concepts help you add a second key element to your visual workplace: how things look to people. What is 5S? Sort, set in order, sweep or shine, standardize, and self-discipline. These are the 5 S's of workplace organization. They are key to reducing process waste and increasing customer value, whether those benefits are apparent to you right now or not. The visual appearance of the workplace affects employee attitudes. How tools and materials are organized affects the amount of time required to find things and put things away, which in turn affects the cost to provide your products and services. Sort. A 5S workplace optimizes the use of available space. Slow-moving or non-moving items are kept the furthest away from traffic and their point of use. Obsolete items are thrown away. Set in order. Materials and tools are organized. Things are labeled so people know where they belong when they are not in use. Efforts are taken regularly to make sure that only essential items that you must have, are kept in the work area. Sweep or shine. A 5S workplace is kept clean. It is regularly swept, cleaned, and shined. Processes are designed to minimize the amount of cleaning required as well. Standardize. Standards are required to make 5S work. As a team leader, you must make sure that people know why these standards are important. You must also give them constructive feedback when you find that the standards are not being followed. Additionally, you must adhere to these standards yourself. Self-discipline. Self-discipline is a habit. It cannot be reached if people are allowed to do their work in an inconsistent manner each day. You don't have to be a 5S dictator, but you do need to give people regular feedback when their behaviors are inconsistent with the standards that have been defined. You also need to do your part to make it easy to follow the standards. As we said earlier, understanding 5S is not hard. Shaping behaviors that are not of a 5S nature into those that are, however, does require people to change the approaches to doing work that they may have been following for years. Take time to sort things out. What do we mean by sort? Reduce items in immediate work area to what you actually need. Store daily items by frequency of use, safety, and urgency. Create a process for preventing future accumulation. Red tag everything you would like to dispose of. Log and store all obsolete items in a central red tag area until they can be disposed of. The first step of making 5S a daily reality involves 1. Sorting out the important things from those that are not so important, and 2. Organizing the important things that will remain in the workplace. Taking these steps for the first time will create a significantly different looking workplace. More importantly, it will send a message to your people that you are serious about making a change. You may need to spend a Saturday or a day or two of downtime to make these first steps. If you can complete these 8 steps and adhere to them, you will be well on your way towards making 5S work, and in turn, reducing process waste and increasing customer value. The key steps that are involved with sorting out your tools and materials and setting the workplace in order in general are provided in the graphic. As you can see, there are some definite physical things that you and your people need to do. You need to make decisions about what stays and what goes. You need to use a workplace layout and labels to show where things should be kept when they're not in use. Tags need to be placed on obsolete items. An area needs to be designated to move them to, and then they need to be disposed of as time permits. You need to establish a process for preventing future accumulation of obsolete items. On a daily basis, you need to monitor the degree to which the new rules are being followed and take action immediately if rule violations are observed. If you don't, people will fall back into their old habits. Finding a place for everything. What do we mean by set in order? Set up defined, labeled locations for all daily items. Reinforce daily the need to put things back where they belong. Create a visual plan that shows where each daily item belongs, such as the shadow board as shown in this image. A place for everything and everything in its place. Most of us, regardless of age, have heard this saying before. Staying disciplined to the set and order element of 5S is not very difficult if people are willing to follow the rules. At the same time, a certain amount of flexibility is needed to optimize the benefits of this 5S component. I was once sent a picture of a desktop with areas for the monitor, keyboard, mouse, stapler, and tape dispenser neatly marked off with white tape around the desktop. Nothing else was on the desk or the cubicle walls. The sender seriously wanted to know what I thought of the organized desktop from a 5S perspective. It was definitely one of those I can't really say what I'm thinking, but moments. I could not tell if the sender was serious or not with the picture. I had seen people take the set and order part of 5S too far in the past by trying to say that all desks need to be laid out the same way, or all workplaces need to be laid out in the same manner. However, ergonomics need to be respected. Not everyone has the same length of reach or works at the same sitting height or eye level. Left-hand versus right-hand preferences need to be honored if efficiencies are to be preserved. What is the optimum desk configuration for each person based on their human factors and the nature of their work? What role could the team themselves play in setting up some optimum layout rules? Work standardization is key to both high performance and error minimization, but the team also needs to be in consensus and have ownership as to how the job should be done. Positive, consistent, daily, and meaningful rule enforcement is key here. Process owners should not leave the workplace at night until things are either put back where they belong or where they need to be for the next day's work. Visual plans like shadow boards and maps make it easier for people to remember where items go, but it's modeling, monitoring, and providing daily feedback to a shared standard that makes this part of 5S work.